Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Good morning, good evening, afternoon, midday, wherever you're tuning in from. And while people start joining, you're welcome to type in the chat. Yeah, hi, Joshua. Let the others know where you're tuning in from. And throughout, please share questions. Wait a bit for more people to join in. Oregon, Medford. Nice. What's the time in Medford, Oregon? 10 a.m. There you go. So we have people from Nigeria, from Germany, Scottsdale, Arizona. Know a few people there. Nice. Spain, UK, Miami. Hi there. Hey. Very cool. I have my colleague Mia in the chat, and she'll be answering any questions you might have during the webinar and while I build the funnel. And this is what we're going to do today. We're gonna look at the funnel use case around that would help you book more sales meetings. So what I will do is I will build from scratch an appointment funnel and walk you through my thought process. And again, feel free at any step of the way to drop in questions in the chat, and hopefully we can answer them. There will be a recording of the webinar, but stay tuned to the end to ask questions, guys. Right. So let me just share my screen. Perfect. There we are. So created a webinar workspace in my Involve Me account. And we're going to start from scratch, maybe to set this up. Let's create some context here, right? So obviously before starting the funnel, we have to set the stage for what the business is, what it's selling, who it's targeting, and the like. So for this example specifically, um, I'll be an agency that helps clients set up their websites, design, develop their websites. And the idea of the funnel would be to um, to qualify potential customers and direct them to an appointment scheduling, and throughout the funnel gather as much as possible about their needs. So there will be also a qualification step in there, and I'll just start and let's see where this goes. So as I said, starting from scratch, I'll do a score-based outcome. So these two outcomes, right? Thank you page means every visitor, every lead is going to the same outcome, to one outcome, and the multiple outcomes means you can create different paths. And the score base means that's the logic. So you can score the lead, and according to what score they have, they will be sent to a specific outcome. And I'll show you how to do that in this webinar as well. So let's name it appointment funnel for web agency. Say agencies. Right. So I'm going to start editing. So off the bat, you have two outcomes. I usually like to start and recommend everybody start with this. The outcomes are basically your segments. So it would be best to define them from the get-go. You can do that by just naming them. And to keep this simple, I'll just do it like this: qualified, and unqualified. Right. You can remove this content here. We're gonna replace it with our own. Right. Good. So you'll be directing some visitors to qualified, some to unqualified. And we're going to talk about what logic we can set up to do that. But basically, the idea behind this is you want to offer appointments and sales calls only to the leads that are worth it for you. So you're going to set a threshold and in terms of scoring, and then you will direct only the qualified leads to the appointment booking, and the unqualified leads, you can decide later, basically what to do with it. And within this funnel, I will also use a price quote. I think at the end of the day, you'd have to think of what is the value that you can provide as an incentive for visitors to go through this funnel and actually also provide all their personal details, their contact details, also their preferences and needs. And the easiest way to do that, and easy by means of our tool, is to create an incentive around a price quote, for instance. So you would calculate an estimation, a price estimation based on their needs, and email gate it. So yes, let's get going. I would also directly jump into it from the first page. So you might use this as a standalone landing page or embedded into your website. However you choose to do it, you'll be able to use the same sort of template. And yeah, let's start off with a heading. So let's say get price estimate for your new website. Also put a subheadline. Let's curious about the price for your new flashy website. Let's start below. And I would usually just go and start with sort of the first question, not with a start button, just dive right in. Right. So I think the first question might be around the layout. So how complex will be your website? I try to use the predefined image choice as much as possible, as it will make it very easy for you to, without even any design skills. And you'll see I won't use any pre-designed assets, and it will still look great. And this is because of these kind of elements that we have. I'll only have 3, so let me just delete one of these. 3 columns, right? So how complex is your layout? I would say simple, middle, and complex. Right. And you can use an icon pack. You can use GIFs or GIFs, however you prefer. I say GIFs though, just to make it clear. So images, we have Unsplash and Pexels integrated, Jiffy or Giphy, and an icon pack. So I would use icons usually. They especially in professional use cases like this. So let's say square, simple, middle. Let's use a cube, for instance. And complex, use something like layers. This looks already pretty good. And what I'll do is I'll select this, and it's a single choice. What I will do is I will toggle on individual score and calculation. This will help me put values behind each choice, right? So you don't care about correct or incorrect. Everything's correct. And I'll put values. And the values that I put behind these are sort of my base price. So I'll put 1,500 for simple, 3,000 for middle, for the mid ground, 7K for complex. And you'll see I'll use these later in my calculation, both for scoring the lead and also for calculating the price quote at the end. Okay. I also want to have a specific design. So let me show you what we can do. So I usually try to keep it simple, would give it a certain color for the elements. Something like this, keeping it pro-fash. And in the background, what you can do is you select the background here. You can see you have an option to do a gradient. And if you click on this option, it will take the element color and it will apply it in a gradient over the background, just subtly, and you'll see how good this can look. So it's done like this. You see it a bit subtly here with some opacity over it. These are sort of presets. You can obviously customize it, but without any design knowledge, this preset comes with some designer chops, so it looks already pretty good, I would say. So we'll move on. I'll create a second page. Let's jump into it, and I'd ask basically a single choice. How many pages do you need? How many website pages do you need? And let's put here 3 answers. Again, I will put some values behind them that I'll use in my calculation later on. You'll see. So let's say 3 to 10 here, and 10 plus. And again, toggling on the individual score and calculation, and I'll have some values that I'll use later on. 1, 1.5, and let's say 2. Right. All of these answers continue to the next page. I usually choose to do the funnels also for involve me as step by step, so like a single question per step. But you're welcome to throw into group questions on a page if that makes sense. So let's add another page. Again, I will put in a single choice. Actually, I will put in multiple choice. Let's see here. Do you need any of the following website sections? Let's say these 4. So you want maybe a career page. You might want to have a blog that adds some complexity to the website. Or if you want even more complexity, you might want to add an online shop. Or you don't. And again, I would go opt for the icons. For the career page, I'll go with something like a document. Let's see. Something maybe like this. For the blog, I'll go with something like an RSS feed, sorry. Let's take this one. For the online shop, just shop. There you go. Ah, wrong one. No problem. You can just flip it up and rename it to online shop. No, and no. Let's go with an X. Here you go. Right. Again, looking at the values behind the answers. Very, very important. So I'm going to again use these values in my calculation later on. They basically amp up the cost. And we have the base cost that is behind the first question. You'll see the no, I will give a 1. Okay, good. Now you see here that this page has no link to the next page, so your visitors will get stuck at this step of the funnel. What you should do, though, is add a button. And being said, I would also suggest you give them the chance to revise their answers. So you can just add a backlink like this. Now, for me, this is too close, so I will add a spacer here and give it a bit more spacing like this. Easy. I'll copy the back button. Here it actually looks good and it makes sense. It's back and forth. All right, moving on. I will add another question. So what else would you need? Some tracking integrations, perhaps. Again, multiple choice. Do you need any tracking integrations? Let's include two. Like this. Again, you can play also with the column size. So if you have only 3 answers, for instance, right, you can make them smaller by toggling here the number of columns. I would keep it to 4, so it looks a bit nicer. Google Ads, let's add something else like the metapixel. Or no, I don't need anything. Here's the calculation. I'll put a value behind it, like a price per integration. I'll just put 500. And again, using the icons, let's just type Google. Where's the logo? There's the logo. And Meta. There it is. Or no, I'll go again with the X. If I can spot it. Oh, I can't. Let's take this one. Right. Again, you can see that we would need a next button. So I'll just copy it from here. And also the back button. Right, so let's review it a bit. Get a price estimate for a new website. Curious about the price for your new flashy website. Let's start. So we have the layout, we have number of pages, ballpark. Then we have what special sort of website sections you would need additionally to the normal ones, and tracking integrations. Right, so that being said, I think I have everything I need to sort of calculate an offer. What I would do is I would add a heading here. I would add like a step in between. Let me just take this as well, like this. So what we'll do here is we'll add a loader. The loader comes with a timer. You can set the timer to more or less 3 seconds is good enough. It creates it creates some urgency, and also you would get a sense, okay, this is working for me. It takes my input. It calculates something personalized, specific, custom for me, which it does. So then what I would do is I would just add a contact form. And the last step before working on the outcomes. And here, just do it like this. All right. The back button, we can move down. Okay, subscribe to our newsletter. I don't need this, but I would take their opt-in, their consent for processing the data. You can remove anything from here. This is a best practice, so you're compliant, but you don't necessarily need it depending on where you are and what legal jurisdiction. Let's say you would also need a company here, organization name, but you'd like to move it up. Yes, make it mandatory. Do it like this. Also, I would make everything mandatory. Perfect. So you would just need first name. It's easy. Organization name. Organization name, I would toggle on the custom form label, so I'm able to change this to company name. Right. There you have it. Email, let's say work email. Now, what you can do, and work email, I'll show you in a second. You can also only accept emails that have a domain that is not equal to sort of private email addresses. And there is a setting in when you go to configure, and you can move in between these pages. It's automatically saved, so no worries. And when you move down to personal data, you see I have this. Don't accept personal email addresses. I don't want any of those, and I also don't want disposable email addresses. I want email addresses that belong to real people and businesses. So I will update this. Perfect. So back here, back to this page. Another thing you can do is you can use our one-time password email verification feature. You can try it here, right? It's available only as an add-on right now. So what it does, it will send a passcode to that specific email, and it needs to be inputted sort of to move to the next step by the user, ensuring that it's a real email. So see custom quote. Good. Almost there. So we have a few things in place, a few pages, a few questions. And now we're moving over to the outcomes. So for the qualified one, what I would do is I would add a calculator. So where is it? Here it is. I would add a calculator that shows the price estimation. So like this. Maybe a $sign before. Perfect. Yeah, and now you might ask, okay, but how do you calculate a price quote? Let's remove this. This is how we do it. So I have a formula builder here that I can open. And you'll see you have the space here where you can work with all the formulas. With all the questions. So basically, how our calculator works is that it enables you to create really complex formulas with the values behind the answers. So all the values that I've inputted. For this calculation, I'll take the base. So how complex is your layout? That's my base price. I will multiply it by the number of pages you need, and I will multiply it by um, the special page that you need, and I will add to that the tracking integrations for which I put values like money values behind the answers. So I priced sort of each integration, whereas the second and the third question have been with a value that sort of multiplies the base price. You can always test this. So this is also pretty cool. You can take one of the answers. So let's say you're on the middle ground. You can already see here, validates the formula, and then it works with what you have. Say I'll select 1 here. Select 2, you can see they're added. So I don't need a blog. I just need my online shop. And then I definitely need my Meta and Google Analytics. So you see, this is already what it would cost me. So you can see it works. It's a formula that is valid. So I'll just save it. All right. That's that. And it's a qualified lead. So I would also like to do what we came here to do in the first place, right? To jump on a sales meeting, to have an appointment. And I'll do it like this. Let's hop on a call to explore further. Choose the time that best suits you. Below, what I will do is I will add a scheduling. And by the way, if you, like me, are just browsing here and you don't find an element, you can always search here in the tab. So schedule appointments. This is what I need. I will use my Calendly for this. Calendly is also integrated. So what that means is you just have to paste your meeting link from Calendly here. We also integrate a lot of other calendars like HubSpot, Cal, SavvyCal, a few, as you can see, even Google Calendar, and also have our own date and time, but that can be used only in the funnel in the first pages, so not on the outcomes. So what it means that we're integrated with Calendly also is that the contact data that you've collected here will be sent to Calendly as well. And we'll pre-fill it sort of for your lead. Perfect. So this is it. Let's make it look a bit better. Just right. You can see everything. You can already pick a few dates. Perfect. So this is my qualified page. Let's look at the unqualified page, and then we'll also look at the logic of qualifying and unqualifying them. basically, I would give them the same, right? So I'll just copy the calculator with the text. I already have the formula, copied it from there. I'll open it to double check. Same formula works. Yes, but it's an unqualified one, so I don't want to jump on a meeting, on a call. You can decide on how to handle these leads. So you can block them, telling them, okay, doesn't it's not a right fit, or keep everything more open like this. Basically, we'll be in touch soon over email. Right, you might want to clear a few things up. Right. This is it. Let's jump into let's look a bit at testing the funnel in between. I think that's a good practice. So let me see if you guys can see this. Perfect. Right. So again, taking a few choices here. Going back. Actually, I don't want to shop. Testing out the back button. 1, 2, 3. And here we are. Oh, let's see how this works. So let's put Vlad at Gmail. Right. So private email addresses are not accepted. So that works. Let's put Vlad involve me. Oh, still there is something. So it's because I need to verify my email. So let's see how this works. So I got 4-digit code. Perfect. And custom quote. Good, here it is. The estimation works and I get here. But coming back to this, everybody would go unqualified right now because there is no logic. So again, this is a score-based outcome, meaning that you can create a score for the lead. And in my case, I would say it's a custom score calculation, and it is basically the formula that we used before. So I'll just multiply this, and add this. Right. You can see that you also have other inputs that you gather. You can also have hidden fields here. And the cool thing is that you can use global formulas that you can reuse in other calculations. But in any case, for this, my score is the estimated offer that I have for each visitor. And if it falls under a certain threshold, then I would not want to have a call. If it falls over, let's say 5,000. So if in the end the quote is over 5,000, it would be qualified. I would need to change this as well. So unqualified, everything under $5,000, qualified, everything over $5,000. That it's as simple as that. You see, it changed also the order here. And there you have it. There's the funnel. So let us test it again. Here we go. So let's go under 5,000. We'll take the simple here. No, no, calculating the best offer for you. Now you have bear with me because now it will still ask for my code. And in a second, I will get it as well. A quick reminder, while testing, remove these kind of features. There we go. Good. You see it's below 5,000. It's an unqualified lead. We'll be in touch soon over email. And if we do the same thing, but I will just remove the, let me just do this. Perfect. Let's try it out with the more complex 10 plus pages. I need a blog, career page, and an online shop. Metapixel, Google. Calculating the best offer for me. Let's see. Here you go. Quite an expensive one, but it's worth it for us to jump on a call with this lead. So there you have it. One other thing that I might point out here is what you can do is you can send them the quote also per email, right? So, you know, you can do it also by outcome, right? You can say qualified, you'll also get the quote per email. You can format this email and you can include right, the outcome name doesn't make sense, but you can do something like, hi, let's put the first name here, let's personalize it. Here's your custom price quote for your new website. And then what you can do is you can use the calculator, right? For the qualified, in this case, it's the same. Looking forward to our meeting. Best web agency. Right. And you can do this, as I said, per outcome and sort of personalize the messaging there. So there you have it. I'll stop here. Let me just stop my share. I hope this was this was valuable to you guys. What I will do is also I will share the funnel that I've built as a template. I'll send it over email to everyone who participated in the webinar, so you can just add it to your account. And you know, the agency use case was obviously an example, so you can tune it to your personal needs and to whatever service you are selling or product. Thank you for tuning in. Maybe now, since we're still here, if you want to drop a few questions, you can still hang around for a few minutes. Simon, feels if we asked for a first name early on, at the end, you asked for the email address, might be more likely to give it. It might be. So how would that look like? Simon, thank you. So if people are still around, I'll just share my screen again. Da-da-dum. Right. So what you can do is you can, let's say, we duplicate this page, right? And now what you can do is you'll keep this question here, but here you can sort of remove it. And then you would ask for their name in the beginning. Let me see, email, yeah, contact form, right. You can't use two contact forms with the same fields in the funnel, as it duplicates the data. So the last input will override it. So if you have first name here and first name at the end, it will basically just take the last input and overwrite the first one. So what you'd have to do is to remove it here, and then you have it here. Let's start. Here. Who are we talking to? Right, not the best question, but you get the gist. Right, first name. Again, you can personalize this field, and then you would say start. Right, and what you can do, maybe adding to what Simon said previously, and remove this from here. What you would do, you would also use the first name in the questions, personalize it a bit, right? So you would say, how complex is your website layout? Shouldn't do it in every step, but you can do it maybe at the end again, right? Well, let's say here, add answers and data. Again, you can do it like this as well. Just add it from here, first name. Right. So now if we just click on test and go through it, right? Right, how complex is your website layout, Vlad? Well, good, you're talking to me, so nice, right? And you get the gist for the rest of the steps. And even here, towards the end, right, you're still talking to me. So yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah. So a few others. General contractors will be difficult to determine prices. Perhaps very hard to judge it from this comment though. One thing that that we're working on right now and we'll release soon is a feature called data sets with a VLOOKUP function. So you'll be able to connect a spreadsheet to Involve Me and use the VLOOKUP function to, with some conditions, take specific values from your data sheet, from your spreadsheet in this case. So let's say if you have tier pricing, that would enable you to create some conditions and pick the right prices to use in, or the right values to use in a price calculation in our calculator. So stay tuned for that. It's around the corner. Very good. So awesome. It was great to have you guys tuning in. Again, I'll send over a link where you can just click on it and it will add this template with all the logic, with everything to your Involve Me account. So you can use it, look at it, and adapt it to your use case. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning, noon, and stay tuned for our next webinar. Take care.